Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Nur Astika Muna. I am a student of Tarbiyah and Teacher Training Faculty in Antasari Stage Islamic University, Banjarmasin. I'm from Mathematics Education Class A 2018. In this video, I'll explain about math lesson on the material the Pythagorean theorem. So I hope you watch this video to the end and enjoy this video. Now check it out.
Let's take a look at lesson 1.1. Understand the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem is an equation that you can use to find any missing side of a rectangle as long as you have two of the sides. So the theorem, the equation is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay, so we have a rectangle. We know it is a rectangle because of this 90-degree angle. So the Pythagorean theorem allows you again to find any missing side of a rectangle as long as you have two of the other sides. So let's take a look at the sides of this is rectangle. So this is side A and this is side B. These are called your legs of your rectangle. These are the shorter sides of this rectangle. A and B are your legs because they form the rectangle. Now, the side directly across from your rectangle is your hypotenuse. That's side C. The hypotenuse, it is the longest side of your rectangle. Again, A and B are your legs. These are the two shorter sides. They form your rectangle. And the side directly across from your rectangle is your side C, your hypotenuse. And that's your longest side. Okay, so basically this equation says that if you take side A and you square it, make a square root of it. You take side B and you make a square root of it, and you add those two square sides together, that will equal side C squared. So let's test it out. Let's draw a rectangle like this one and label the sides A, B, and C. Now let's make 3 more copies of this triangle and arrange them like this so that we get 2 squares. The larger square has a side leg of A plus B, while the smaller inner square has a side leg of C. We can calculate the areas of all of the shapes. We know that the area of one of the triangle will be 1/2 base times height, or 1/2 A times B. The area of the larger square will be the side's length squared, or A plus B in bracket square. And the small square will have an area of C squares. Now let's set up a relationship between these areas. The area of the larger square is equal to A plus B in bracket square as we just said, but it is also equal to the area of the small square plus the area of all the triangle, since the shapes comprise the larger square. So we can make an equation that states the following: A plus B in bracket square, the area of the big square, is equal to 4 times 1/2 AB, which is 4 times the area of one triangle. Since the area of 4 triangle plus C square, the area of the small square, we know how to square a binomial by using the FOIL method. So let's take away the exponent and just write the binomial outwise. First give us A square, outer give us AB, inner give us AB, and last give us B squared. Combining like these terms, that's A square plus 2AB plus B squared. On the right, we can multiply 4 and 1/2, and we get 2AB plus C squared. As it happens, we have 2AB on both sides, so the will cancel out, and more than you know it, take a look at what we are left with, the Pythagorean theorem. Now, so I am going to show you the example. Find the missing side length of the triangle. Okay, so we have a rectangle. We're missing a side. We're actually missing the hypotenuse. I know that this side and this side leg are both your legs, your A and B, because they are touching the rectangle. They are making up the rectangle. So we're missing the hypotenuse, the longest side. So this can be A and B. So we've got A square plus B square is equal to C square. So we have 10 square plus 24 square equals C square. And now I'm going to solve the entire left side. So 10 times 10 is 100, 24 times 24 is 576. Because these are on the same sides, we're gonna add these two together, so 676. Now first that C square equals this side square. I just want a side C, so your last step every time is going to be to square root both. So the square root of C square is C, and then the square root of 676 is 26. So this like our missing hypotenuse is 26. And then makes sense because this is the longest side and this is the biggest number out of all the sides. Okay, let's try another one. So let's take a look at this. A guy were attached 8 meters above ground level on the telephone pole, provide support for the pole. Find the length of the wire when it meets the ground 6 meters from the base of the pole. Okay, we know that this side and this side leg are both your legs, your A and B. They are touching the rectangle, they are making up the rectangle, so we're missing the hypotenuse, the longest side. So since this can be A and B, so we've got A square plus B square equals C square. We have 6 square plus 8 square equals C square. And now I'm going to solve the entire left side. So 6 times 6 is 36. 8 times 8 is 64. Now because these are on the same sides, we're gonna add these two together, so 100. Now first C square equals this side square. I just want a side C, so your last step every time is going to be to square root both sides. So the square root of C square is C, and then the square root of 100 is 10. So the length of the wire is 10 meters. And then makes sense because this is a longest side and this is the biggest number out of all the sides. Okay, now we are going to lesson 1.2. Understand the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. Understand the converse of the Pythagorean theorem. Basically, that says if you add the sums of the squares of the lengths of the two sides of a triangle and that equals the length of the square of the third side, then the triangle has to be a rectangle. So basically if you have all three side lengths and you plug them into the Pythagorean theorem and it works, then the triangle has to be a rectangle. If it doesn't work, then it is not a rectangle. So let's take a look at what it's talking about. One like this, can the side of a rectangle have length 5, 15 and the square root of 250? So no, the square root of 250 is about 15.8. So I know that his has to be side C because that's gonna be the biggest number out of the three. So let's check it out. Let's plug this into the Pythagorean theorem. So we've got A square plus B square equals C square, and see if it works. 5 square plus 15 square equals the square root of 250 in bracket square. So 5 times 5 is 25, 15 times 15 is 225, and then now square root of 250 times the square root of 250 is 250. So now let's add this side. So 25 plus 255 is 250. So it since 250 equals 250. Yes, these are the lengths of a rectangle because a square plus b square equals c square. Alright. Okay, now we are going to the lesson 1.3, applying the Pythagorean theorem to solve problems. There are many different kinds of real-life problems that can be solved using the Pythagorean theorem. The easy way to see that you should be applying this theorem is by drawing a picture of whatever situation is described. Okay, now let me show you some real-life problems and let's apply the Pythagorean theorem for this. Okay, the example, you are going to use an inclined plane to lift a heavy object to the top of a shelving unit with a height of 6 feet. The base of the inclined plane is 16 feet from the shelving unit. What is the length of the inclined plane around the nearest alphabet? Okay, so now let's draw rectangle, and this is your heavy object. You have this inclined plane right here, and it says you're going to lift a heavy object to the very top of this shelf right here. So it says the height of your plane is 6 feet, so that's labeled the base of the inclined plane is 16 feet from the unit, so it's 16 feet long, and it says with the length of the inclined plane, so we're missing the hypotenuse. So these are your legs again. They are connected to your rectangle, your A and B. So I'm going to write A square plus B square equals C square. We're going to figure out how long this has to be. So 6 square plus 16 square equals C square. 6 times 6 is 36. 16 times 16 is 256. Because these are on the same sides, we're going to add these two together, so 292. So your last step every time is going to be to square root both sides. So the square root of c square is c, and the square root of this makes sure you're rounding correctly. This says to the tens place. 292 is not a perfect square, so you're gonna get a decimal, but make sure you're rounding that decimal correctly. So the length of this has to be 17.1 feet. Pythagorean theorem can be used to solve three-dimensional problems which involve calculating the length of a rectangle. It may be necessary to use Pythagorean theorem more than once in a problem. And that thing important is the image, because rectangle often do not look like a rectangle, so important to draw the shape in equation so clarify the rectangle. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to find the missing side length of a three-dimensional rectangle. What is the measurement of the longest line segment in a red rectangular prism? That is 12 centimeters long, 5 centimeters wide, and 8 centimeters high, round to the nearest tenth of a centimeter. So this is a three-dimensional rectangle, so now let's draw our box. Now we've got a three-dimensional rectangle, so let's label this side. So it says 12 centimeters long, this is the length, 5 centimeters wide, this is the width, and then 8 centimeters high. Okay, so now that we have this label, let's find. Remember, this is a two-part three-dimensional, have a two-part. We've got to find the bottom diagonal first, so that means this 5 and 12 are our legs. So let's do that. First, draw this rectangle out, be like this. We've got a square plus b square equals c square. So we have 5 square plus 12 square equals c square. Okay, so 5 times 5 is 25. 12 times 12 is 144. Because these are on the same sides, we're gonna add these two together. So that's 169. And then we're gonna square root both sides. So the square root of 169 is 13. So this is 13 now. Now that's the bottom diagonal. Okay, so now for part 2 is now I'm going find the diagonal from the very top corner to the center to the bottom corner, and that means now I'm gonna use to the side. I just find as a leg and then my head is a leg to find the diagonal. Now I'm looking at this triangle inside, so 8 and 13 become my new legs. So draw this rectangle out be like this. So we've got a square plus b square equals c square. So we have 8 square plus 13 square equals c square. Okay, so 8 times 8 is 64. 13 times 13 is 169. And now I'm going to add these two together, so that equals 253. And then I'm gonna square root both sides, so again round correctly to the tens place, 15.3. Okay, so that means 15.3 would be my final longest side. That is the longest side inside from the very top to the very bottom corner to the center of the box. Okay, now we'll be applying what we learned about Pythagorean theorem and rectangle to find the distance between 2 points. Now, the idea is we have these 2 points here on a coordinate plane. We can apply what we learned about Pythagorean theorem and create a rectangle with these 2 points. So here we have a rectangle that's connecting our 2 points, and we can see that the distance between these 2 points is the hypotenuse of our rectangle. Okay, now so I'm going to show you the example. Pythagorean problems that are word problems. It's going to use your understanding of cardinal directions. So that means what is your north, south, east, west. So just a recipe in case we forgot. So with our directions of north, east, south and west, they actually do make a rectangle, which is why this kind of problems always appear when we're doing Pythagorean question. So in this example it says you play capture the flag, you are 50 yards north and 20 yards east of your team's base. The other team's base is 80 yards north and 60 yards east of your team's base. And how far are you from the other team's base? We are gonna imagine we were on a coordinate plane and we're gonna make your team's base. So the origin, so at 0 and 0. So this is your team's base now. And the question it tells us that your location is 50 yards north and 20 yards east. So if we are to think of 20 yards north, that means we are going up the y-axis and we're going up then 50 units. And then if we are going 20 yards east, that would mean we are going to the right. Okay, I'm going up and over and I'm going to label it. So I'll say that this now then is going to be 20 and 50. I'll just make a label that this is you. Now second part of the question is saying that is 80 yards north and 60 yards east of your team's base. Maybe we can say 80 is over here and 60 yards east. So like it could be right here, so plating out another point right there, and from here we've got to this point which is gonna be my north, is my y, so it's gonna be 60 and 80. So there we go, and then of course we are gonna just draw a rectangle from this, so I can sketch this is out, and we know that this is going to be that rectangle in between. We're gonna want to figure out what the vertical and the horizontal distance is. So distance here, if we're looking at our x coordinate, so what's the distance between 20 and 60? So 60 minus 20 is 40. So this is going to be 40 yards. And then looking at this vertical distance, we have the distance between 80 and 50. So 80 minus 50 is 30. So this here is 30 yards. So now we can apply Pythagorean theorem to solve the distance between you and the other team's base. So we've got a square plus b square equals c square. We have 30 square plus 40 square equals c square. Okay, so 30 times 30 is 900. 40 times 40 is 1600. Let's add these two together because they are on the same side. So that's 2500. And then we're gonna square root both sides. So the square root of 200 and 500 is 50. 50 is equal to c, and we need units over 50 yards. So the question is asking us, how far are you from the other team's base? You are 50 yards away.
Thanks for watching. I hope this video can help you to understand the material of Pythagorean theorem. I'm so sorry if there are any mistakes in my video. See you again. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.